Here with the Tribal Chief. What's good, Mr. Bozy?
Oh, man, everything is everything, man. Everything. It's just hard work and dedication, man. This is what we putting in down here.
How's camp going?
Camp doing wonderful, man. Everything is going as it's supposed to be.
I seen a viral picture that had Boots, David Avenesian, Kurtzside, and Shawn Porter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, what was it like seeing Boots in there with a guy that, you know, I guess he would be from like the generation up right before him.
Right.
Getting a chance to work with a guy like that.
I mean, that was great. It was great, man, to work with Shawn, man. And then remember he worked with the other two guys before Shawn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was great, man. Shawn still had his movements and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You know.
Old man still got it?
He still got it. You know what I mean? If he want to come back, you know what I mean? He still got it.
What can we expect heading into the Avenesian fight?
Avenesian fight?
I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Ennis.
Oh,
For some reason, I had Avenesian on my brain.
Well, I expect it's going to be a pretty decent fight, pretty good fight. You know what I mean? You know, we respect. I can't let you know what we're going to do though, but you already know what we're going to do. You know what I mean? You know, like I said, I respect Ennis. He's a good fighter. You know what I mean? But he's not in Boots class at all.
Seems like you got something up your sleeve.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, all Boots got to do be himself. You know what I mean? And that's it. You know what I mean? He ain't got to do nothing different. Be himself. Go out there and box like he normally box. You know what I mean? Not going out there and worry about pleasing the crowd or whatever, or talking to people. You know what I mean? Looking out in the crowd and all that. You know what I mean? Just be yourself. Be like you used to be. Go out there and box. And you know, do your thing.
A very, very controversial fight this past Saturday. Gervonta Davis,
right.
Lamont Roach, draw, and the knee.
Right.
But we'll start with just the fight. Who did you have winning? Because I've been seeing mixed reviews.
Well, you know, listen, it was a good fight, man. You know what I mean? And Whichcomb came to fight. Lamont came to fight. They know each other. Just what I tell people, it wasn't going to be no easy fight. You know what I mean? And I was telling everybody that. Now they understand what I was saying. Them guys knew each other. Plus, they probably used to spar each other. Matter of fact, they did. You spar each other back in the day. So they knew each other, man. And amateurs and pro fights is not the same. You know what I mean? You beat him 2 times in the amateur, but this time, Lamont was ready, man. He was ready. He was in shape. He took tank punches. You know what I mean? And they was going back and forth. You know what I mean? And I thought it was a real close fight, but I thought Lamont edged it.
Were you surprised that Lamont backed Tank up and was winning in exchanges? Because Tank is looked at as probably the biggest puncher in boxing.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised because, like I said, when he came out the first time, he came out using his jab and like he was backing him up. But you know, Tank fight that way a lot anyway. He fight like that anyway. He'll move around. You can back him up all you want. And, you know, Tank set them traps, man. He set them traps. So, you know, the traps that he was trying to set, Whichcomb was prepared for the trap. You know what I mean? He was prepared for the trap because he would counter, and Lamont would counter right back. You know what I mean? So it was a great fight, man. Can't take nothing away from neither one of them.
Now, as far as the knee goes, you've been in boxing for over 40 years.
Over 40.
Yeah. Have you ever seen anything like that? A guy takes a knee?
No. Now, that's something I didn't expect him to do. You know what I mean? You know, he took the knee, you know what I mean, and then ran to the corner and got his eyes wiped out. They never allowed that. They would have started counting. You know what I mean? I see that he started counting, then he stopped. You know what I mean? But you got to understand, you know, Tank got a lot of power. That show you right there, he got power.
Cash cow.
That's what I'm saying. He put asses in the seats, man.
Somebody said him getting his face wiped off, him sticking his head through ropes and getting his face wiped off was supposed to be a disqualification. Is that a rule?
That's what they say. That's what they say. That's what I heard. You know what I mean?
If the rematch would occur next, who do you feel like has the edge?
Well, you know, I think this time Tank gonna be different. What I mean, more focused. You know what I mean? It seemed like, I don't know if he was focused or he had something on his mind or nothing like that, but he fought like he normally fought, though. But I mean, like I said, it was a great fight, man. I mean, I like both of them guys. So when it comes down to the rematch, now Wichicombe going to be much more ready this time than he was the last time. He was ready this time, but I think he's going to be on another level this time. Just like I told everybody, when you fighting that guy on Tank level and you want to represent your side, you want to fight, you want to fight to his level, you might fight over his level. You know what I mean? What I mean by that, when you fight a guy like Tank, you want to up your level. You know what I mean? You want to fight like you fighting, you know, for the end of the world.
and that's what you saw on Saturday?
That's what I saw. He came out there and let people know that he wasn't scared of Tank. You know what I mean? He come to fight. And he said that. You know what I mean? And he told Tank that you were knocking me out. And look what happened. Didn't knock him out.
Shakur, Keyshawn, Dev, those are all guys that looked at as Tank's rivals.
Right.
Could this be one of them situations where they smell blood in the water?
You hear everybody talking. They all talking. You know what I mean? All they waiting for him to say okay. Because they want to fight him. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, you know, he going to pick who he want to pick. You know what I mean? Like I said, he the cash cow. You know what I mean? So, if you want to fight Shakur, he'll fight Shakur. You want to fight Keyshawn? What's that? Teofimo Lopez?
Teofimo Lopez.
You know what I mean? Them the guys in his weight. You know what I mean? So, I like to see him fight either one of them guys, man. You know what I mean? But I think he's going to go right back with Lamont. That's what I think.
Yo, that
was a great fight.
That was a great fucking fight.
Yeah, but everybody doubted him. And I told everybody, man, it ain't going to be the same. But everybody thought he was going to get knocked out. You know what I mean? I said, man, watch. He going to rise to the occasion, man. And that's what he did. He rise to the occasion.
What I don't like is people dismiss Lamont in the beginning, and then after the fight,
now
Tank's a bum,
yeah.
Tank's a hype job. It's like, no, man. Lamont's better than what you thought, and Tank is exactly who you thought.
That's Tank is Tank, man.
Yeah.
Tank is not no bum. I don't know. Most of the guys that's talking about Tank calling him a bum and all that, they don't even know nothing about boxing. Like what you call was saying, they don't know shit about boxing, man. You know what I mean? And most of them guys that's running their mouth saying that never fought a day in their life. Probably never had a street fight.
I think it was the co-main event. Gary Antuanne Russell, Rayo Valenzuela. Is a fight that we talked about beforehand, and you kind of warned that this would be coming.
Yeah.
He decisively beat Rayo Valenzuela.
He beat every round to me. Every round, man. One thing about Gary, he goes out there, put the pressure on you, and let them hands go. You know what I mean? You can be firing back all you want. He coming right back. He's real athletic, man. Not only that, he's fast. And he come at you, man. He still remind me of like in the amateurs. You know what I mean? Nothing changed. He just bigger, stronger. He's stronger now. You know what I mean?
Did you think it would be as decisive as it was? I thought Rayo might have a moment or two.
I didn't think Rayo was ready for Gary. I didn't think he was ready for Gary. That's what I was telling you about before. I don't think he was ready. Gary, he's coming. You got to be ready for Gary. You got to be in shape, and you better be ready. You better have some good defense because he's gonna let them hands go on you, man. You know what I mean? He look like he don't care about getting hit, but he love hitting you. You know what I'm saying?
What makes sense next? A rematch with Puello, or could all right, Joe?
Yeah.
Or could maybe a fight with Africa?
Oh, yeah. What'd you say?
I said, what makes sense? Rematch with Puello or a fight with Africa for Gary Antuanne?
I know Gary Antuanne going to want the rematch with Cuellar probably first. And then after that, try to clean up the division. That's what I think.